Now to a significant story, and this year marks the 20th anniversary of the 2004 Boxing Day Tsunami, which claimed the lives of more than 200,000 people across Indonesia, Thailand and Sri Lanka. On Sunday, Australian Peter Baines will begin a 1,400-kilometre run to remember across Thailand to commemorate the anniversary and raise at least $1 million for his charity, Hands Across the Water.
So Pete's going to be running 1,400 kilometres, 60 kilometres every single day. It's a huge feat for someone to run just one marathon in their life. The biggest thing's going to be the heat and humidity.
The biggest fear I have is something preventing me from finishing it and then letting people down. Part of the responsibility that I feel is honouring those who have got behind me.
And I'm delighted to say the Hands Across the Water founder, Peter Baines, joins me live now. Peter, this is an extraordinary, ambitious effort you're going to make here. How are you feeling just days out from starting that? I wouldn't even call it an epic effort. It's almost unbelievable, Peter.
Yeah, thanks, Kieran. I've got to tell you, I'm pretty excited. It's been 2 years in the planning. I made the commitment in September of 2022 to do the run, and it felt like it was going to take forever to get here. But as you say, I'm only a couple of days away from flying out now, and really looking forward to getting on the ground and starting to tick off the kilometres.
Yes, indeed. And we're talking about the equivalent, Peter. You're running across Thailand, but it's the equivalent distance of running Melbourne to Brisbane, but in the heat that so many of us know of Southeast Asia, Thailand. It's not going to be a doddle.
No, it's not. And it's, as you say, it's the equivalent of Melbourne to Brisbane, 33 marathons, 60 kilometres a day over 26 days. And I've spent a bit of time this year in Thailand training and running to get a feel for back-to-back days. And I was there in August running, and we hit 41 degrees, and it's tough. But the humidity and the heat is all part of Thailand. It's all part of the challenge. And I feel like with the crew that we've got, we're in a really good position to deal with it. And it just means I have to go slower. It means I have to stop a bit more and keep the hydration up. And as I say, I'm pretty excited to get over there and get this started.
Yes, and I want to reflect now on the reason for doing it. And you were at the time you were deployed to Thailand as a forensic specialist and had the grim task of identifying thousands of bodies. And 20 years ago, it feels like, it doesn't feel that long ago, to be honest. I covered the tsunami from Aceh in Indonesia, and it's something that I certainly reflect on quite regularly. I'm sure you do quite clearly from your efforts over coming weeks, Peter.
Yeah, absolutely, Kieran. I think, as you say, your time in Banda Aceh, which bore the biggest brunt of the tsunami, and I spent several months living and working in Thailand, leading both the Australian and international teams in the identification of those who died. And we would recover 5,395 bodies, which was and remains the world's largest ever disaster victim identification attempt. And it was an unprecedented challenge. I'd worked in Bali after the bombings, but arriving into Thailand and visiting the temple, a place called Wat Yan Yao, where we had 3,500 decomposing bodies. It was just a sight that no one had seen before. And I'll actually return to the temple on the last day, on Boxing Day. It will be 2 kilometres from the final finish line of the run. And I know it'll be very special to return to what is, for me, a place that represents ground zero and all that came from the tsunami.
Yeah, indeed. And I know Australians showed enormous generosity in the wake of that appalling event. Huge donations flowed to the region, to Indonesia, to Thailand, the countries worst affected. But at a personal level, and I'm sure I want to get your reflections on this, but I found that the people on the ground in Indonesia and Aceh, those affected, what really struck me was the resilience and the grace with which people face such an appalling tragedy. How do you reflect on that and the way that those affected responded?
Yeah, it's an interesting word, grace, that you use, because it's certainly something that I saw in Thailand, and it was a very different reception and response to Bali, which was a criminal act and a terrorist act, and Thailand and your time in Aceh, that was a humanitarian response, and it was my first ever time in Thailand, arriving after the tsunami, and what I experienced was that grace and the compassion from the Thais, and having spent so much time there over the almost 20 years since that event, what I know is that what we experienced in those early days is something that is just Thailand and what the Thais are so known for, and it's why that I've devoted so much time over the last 20 years to supporting the communities that were affected, and of course the work that we've done has expanded well beyond the original reason for starting with the tsunami. We run several projects all across Thailand, and as you said, I'm looking to raise $1 million from this run, and we will use that to build an agricultural learning centre and a hospitality learning centre that will benefit not just our older children but the broader community, create employment opportunities and bring sustainability, and it's something I'm really excited to see come to fruition as a result of the run.
And we've got the website. Is that the best way to donate? handsacrossthewater.org.au?
Yeah, that's correct. People can find out all about the run and look at the route and where I'm going from through there. And if they want to follow each day, they can do that via my Instagram, which is just Peter Baines. And if those who want to get a little bit more active, they can actually join me through a virtual challenge that we have operating here in Australia during the time. All the details are on the website, and people can set a goal to run 20 kilometres or 60 kilometres. Or as a team, they can run 1,400 kilometres and join me as I make my way from up in north down to south, arriving on Boxing Day.
And handsacrossthewater.org.au if you'd like to throw some dollars Peter's way for a wonderful cause. And I'm really pleased you've got a great crew with you as well to look after you, because it's going to be quite the challenge, Peter.
Yeah, I think that they're going to be put to work. It's going to be long days. We'll be aiming to be on the road by 5 o'clock each morning, and the team has worked so incredibly hard over the last 6 months in particular. The logistics of pulling this together, where there'll be a team of 6 of us. We'll be in a different hotel every day for 26 days. We've had to take a lot of our equipment over to Thailand, and things that you just can't get from medical and food and hydration. You can't get that up in the north, so we've taken that over there. And I feel really confident, Kieran, with the team that we've got, that I'll be well supported. And it comes to the point now where it's probably less about what I'm capable of doing and more about what I'm willing to do. And I'll certainly give it my best shot.
We know you will, Peter Baines. Good luck, and we'll be thinking of you on Christmas Day and toasting you on Boxing Day. All the best, mate. Good luck with it.
Yeah, thanks, Kieran. All the best, mate.